Hey boys and girls of Rayclass, I'm here to show you guys how you can create an absolutely insane and fun elemental spectral throw, even in temp leagues where you don't have a lot of money. Sorry, I'm still recovering from a sickness, but oh shit, whoops. Okay, so let's just start off with my gear. So I want to start saying this by you do not need the level of gear that I have, because I have somewhere in the realm between really good and just good gear. Like dagger really good, chest good. I mean really good. Just kind of depends what you think Belly of the Beast is. Really good, 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 whatever. So I have a really good dagger, and I'm lucky to have it. I paid super cheap. I paid like 4x for this. It wasn't. I think it should be worth a lot more, but the guy gave it to me for 4x. Whatever. What are you gonna do? I crafted this yesterday for a few hundred alts and a few regals, not too much. And it only lowers my DPS by like 2k. So you really do not need like the most, like a dagger like mine. Like, you really do not. And then obviously like Malagar's virtuosity are pretty needed because they do take like 3k. They add like 3k DPS. Like, also ignore the links in here. Sorry about that. So just to kind of like, they have almost everything you'd want, like multiplier, chance, and even attack speed. Like, those are all stats that you're going to be using. So they're really good. The only thing they don't have is life, which fucking feels bad, man, but you'll deal without it. Same with the rest, there's no life. But if you wanted to take this a step further, maybe you don't have a limit to whatever you want to spend for this build. You could buy Acuity and then you could just be fucking face rolling everything because you don't need you don't have to like gimp your own DPS because you have to get Val Pact. Sorry, still recovering, So then obviously Rat's Nest, not required basically. It takes 4k DPS basically off you. So let's say you don't have this in a temp league. You're still hitting for 18k on GMP. That's like really freaking good still. Like, maybe if you're on a hardcore, you're going to be building this a little differently. You're going to want to gain like more life like this wheel. And then maybe like spec every little point you can. Get like phase acrobatics as well. Like, you'll probably be doing in the realm of like 14k with charges like 54 maybe k. Like, you're still doing really freaking good damage. So don't like let this build just because like the way I do it, like only with 5.1k life at level 52. That sounds probably like really trash in a hardcore league. Sorry. Like, in hardcore, this build is just as viable. That being said, you're going to need to change some stuff. So, obviously, these two. And then I want to say this, that the belly is not required. Just because, like, a high evasion 6-link like this, like mine isn't a high evasion, just high life and good resistances, is basically just as good. Like, you lose 4k life, but if you were able to get one, like, maybe 1.5k evasion, it almost makes up for that because then you get that additional dodge chance. So it's kind of your choice. Like, I chose this just because it's easy. A lot of people have them. It's something easy you could buy. Like, whereas like a 6-link like this that you might buy like with 1.5k evasion might be somewhere in the realm of like 16, 17, maybe upwards of their exalts. I'm not quite sure. Well, this is like 14x or 13x on like standard. Like that's such a steal. And then obviously on your jewelry, you want to like get accuracy first and then weapon LE damage second. And that's because accuracy means a lot more because we do not get any. Like, I have 89 and that's with like tier 2 rolls on both of these. If I got like another accuracy roll on this, I might be able to get like up to maybe 91% chance. But at that point, it wouldn't really matter and have to drop something that I kind of need on my amulet. And then obviously you want life, and then you need to cap out your reses, so you obviously got to do all that. You got to do that with your belt too. And I have a good belt, like 90 life, good resistances, high weapon LE. There's not much more you could want except for a better base, I guess. And then something I'd like to mention about belts is you want to get int not only on your boots because you kind of need it to run your auras like Wrath, your Curse on hit set up with Assassin's Mark and Herald of Ice. So you kind of want to get int on it, because then it also makes it the better base where you could roll 3 blue like this and 1 green super easily. Like, if this was a pure, like, evasion boots, I would have the toughest time ever rolling 3 blue on this. It would be terrible. I'd have to do it on the Malgroth because it'd be lower. Like, they only have like 30 stat requirements or something. And then obviously you want to get a good evasion shield. Mine's okay. Mine has just really good res and really good life, so I'm satisfied with it, and has decent evasion. You can get a lot better. So on temp leagues, you're definitely gonna want to get like life, accuracy, and then if you can, weapon ele, and then also flat weapon elemental damage is also really good. Like it might just be as good as like just this roll, but I'm not quite sure. And then at this point, I'm like next to one-shotting myself to reflect. I'm like on minus max res maps. I will one-shot myself occasionally. I've done it a few times. You either have to have Aziri's Promise up and running, or you could choose to go Vessel the Vinctar and get shock immunity on your third flask, which would, for me, is a silver flask, but you know, for you it might be something else. Maybe you want like lightning arrows. I don't know. It's your choice, really. So my DPS right now is 24.5k. Now that's good, and it sounds kind of low. That's just in hideout. So if we go to Dread Lake, and you're gonna see my charged DPS goes from like nothing or like okay to insane. So let's just get max frenzy charges, max endurance, or max frenzy and max power. And now we're up to 63k. Now, as you can see, that's really freaking good. And that's with lightning pen. And if you got, depending on like who you are and how you like your build, if you're going to be using faster attacks, you're actually going to be at 65k. Or because the gap from added cold and faster attacks is about 2k. Oh, also, gems and quality don't really matter that much because, like, I have a 10 quality added cold. That's just because I had it. The only other quality gem I have is Spectral Throw, and that's 20. And then Weapon Alley, not max level. Lightning Pen, not max level, 6%. Doesn't really add that much. And then 19 Lightning Pen, or Lightning Damage, I mean, sorry. And then 18 GMP, like, my gems aren't even that, gems aren't even that great. And then, okay, so let me go back to town real quick. Also, Whirling Blades feels absolutely incredible because 6 Frenzy Charges and Blood Rage combined both give you so much attack speed. You're like rolling everywhere, so movement speed on boots isn't really needed. So that's why I crafted and said Weapon Alley, which is totally not required. I paid 1 divine for that, and I'd rather just have that 1 divine instead. So the kind of dealio with instead of faster attacks is added cold, because added cold makes you one-shot basically everything, 1 or 2 shot like white mobs for sure, and then blue packs most of the time. So faster attacks doesn't really add that, where you have to attack like 3 sometimes 4 times maybe to like kill a mob in high maps like T12s, T13s, T14s, whatever. So in my case, added cold is better. Or for you, if you don't have as like a super high attack speed dagger, faster attacks is going to be better most of the time. And so something I like to show you guys is how you build this if you're a sword. So if you're a sword, you basically just drop this, spend some points, get over here, get this wheel, and then you're going to have extra points, so you could spend that however you want. Maybe you want to get Phase Acro, another Jewel Socket maybe you want to go get some more life, path right here, grab this. Or, I mean, maybe you're doing too much DPS and you need Valpact, but I mean, you really shouldn't, because you have a lot of ways to stop it, like Series Promise or Vessel of the Vinctar, and then you kind of gimp your own like survivability when you take Valpak because of the no regen. And then there's also multiple ways you can build this, and this will be in the forums or in the guide I post with this, and it's showing you how to do it like as any one of these four, like Duelist, Scion, Ranger, or even like me, a Shadow Assassin. Like, I would say, like, if you're going to go, like, obviously Shadow leans himself to Dagger because he's so close to all the nodes. Whereas someone like Ranger or Duelist, and even Scion, really more err themselves towards swords because you kind of get these quick, like, easy nodes. So, like, even something like this, which I bought for, like, 10C, that's, like, a steal. Like, really freaking a steal. Like, even something like, I think I have something like this. Like, you should be just fine getting into red maps with this. Like, no problems, almost. Or, like, you can even upgrade to something more, like, of this standard. Sorry, I have so much random, like, I have done so much fucking testing with insane, like, just elemental Spectral Throw is where I'm at. Like, I think next I'm probably going to do an LE Spectral Throw Claw because I just bought a nice one. But we can go into that later when I make the guide for that one. But right now, I'd highly recommend playing Elemental Spectral Throw, either Dagger or Rapier. It's really your choice, whichever one you want to do. And have fun, obviously. And if you can, I'd like to see you do it in a hardcore league, because I'm too much of a bitch boy to do that. But, you know, maybe you can be, maybe you're a better player than me. So, go ahead. Lay yourself loose and have fun playing Spectral Throw. See you later.